All right, what's up?
What's going on, man? So I'm feeling a little under the weather here, man. I think I got a cold or something coming on.
Yep, I had it for like 4 days now.
Yeah, I'm feeling like
Was it
I don't know.
allergies or something? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like here. I
Yep.
feel it. So,
I said I
just
can't
moving.
catch COVID again 3 times.
Yeah, yeah. Listen,
I already had it twice. I can't have it again.
I'm not into it. I don't want it. Yeah. So what do? I still go run. So it's all
There
good.
you go.
So what's up, Facebook world
keep
and YouTube, and who else is watching? Where else are we streaming? We're streaming
That's
all
it.
over the place.
Yeah,
right?
it's all over, but YouTube, and Facebook,
Yeah.
and then we share it all over everywhere else.
Yeah. So, what's going on in the racing world? So, Orange County rained out this past Saturday, right? So,
Yep, it rained out. Pretty much everybody rained
I'm
out.
going to put this out there, and it's on me. But Orange County Fair Speedway has got to have some of the worst fans I've ever seen in racing.
Oh, they're bad.
Okay, did I say that?
Yeah, they're bad.
Oh my God, dude! Listen, if they tried to run the track in, they're stupid. I can't believe they didn't call it. If they didn't run the track in, they're stupid. They could have done it. It just.
Yep.
I think that some of you need to find something else to do on a Saturday night. I really do. Yeah.
There was not much they could do with that, though.
Some of you guys are just ridiculous, man. It's
Rain
just
came way too late.
holy cow, just horrible. Listen, you know what will happen? They'll shut the place down, and then they'll complain about, I can't believe they shut the place down. What did you think was going to happen?
It's true.
Oh
It's
my
true.
man,
It's sad, man.
right? So
Happens
where
all
else?
over. That's how
Where
it
were they?
goes.
Were they Bridgeport, right? Racing down at Bridgeport and stuff.
Bridgeport ran, yeah. Billy Pouch Senior over.
Yeah, it was Billy Pouch Jr. and Senior. I saw the
Yeah,
highlights and stuff, man.
yeah.
That looked like it was a pretty decent race.
Yeah.
Where else? They ran Bethel Motor Speedway.
Yeah, Bethel was a practice. They had practice, and then that enduro.
Yeah.
Yep. Dan
the
Curry.
Junkyard Dog enduro. Yeah.
Yeah. So Dan Curry wound up winning that. That was pretty cool. Cool race.
How many cars they get for that?
I think it was 8 or 9.
Okay.
That was it wasn't a big turnout.
Yeah.
Seven 4-cylinders.
It's the tires on them 4-cylinders, man. The 8-cylinder guys can't keep up with that.
No, there was 2 of them a minute. They couldn't keep up.
Yeah, it's the tires. I'm telling you.
Yeah, they got whooped up on.
So, but
man.
All right, so we got a pretty cool little show tonight. Actually, speaking of Bethel Motor Speedway, so we have a family of race car drivers. I believe they're all legend cars, right? They all drive, they all drive legend cars. Now, I've been trying to say this over and over and over again in my head. Przybylinski, right?
Yeah.
I knew I was going to mess that up. So that is the name of the family that is on here. I think it's a father, a son, and a daughter.
Yeah, it's
and
Joey and Alexis.
Okay.
And Joey, he is new at it. He practiced for the first time. He was about as green as a summer field day. So he's learning.
Excellent. So let me look over here. All right. So without further ado, let's bring them on.
How are you?
Good evening, folks. What's happening? Hello again. Przybylinski.
There you go.
See, if it's right in front of me, I could say it.
Priz. Make it easy. The Priz.
I have 6 kids, right? And sometimes I get talking to one of them, and I forget what their name is. And as long as they're standing, it's horrible. Listen, and then I have to do the "don't lie to me, you live here, and I'll find out" kind of thing. You know what I mean? So But thank you so much for joining us, and let's get right to it. So, you folks run up at the Bethel Motor Speedway. How did you guys get involved with racing?
All right. Well, we'll start off. I was told to let them talk because it's all about them. So, basically, it all started. I grew up as the crow flies. I don't know if you're aware of Pine Brook Speedway.
I've heard of it, yes.
Okay. Pine Brook Speedway is a legend in its own. Okay. Obviously, Pine Brook, Montville, New Jersey. I live in Fairfield, New Jersey. As the crow flies, you could hear it a mile away. That was 1970. When I was born, it was already fired up. And used to take mom, dad, the neighbors, everybody used to get in the station wagon. You know, that was even dad, the neighbors, everybody used to pile in one station wagon. I don't even know if there were seatbelts in the car, to be honest with you, but you know,
in the 70s.
No, my wife's behind me. She goes, I remember the ones with the reverse seat in the station wagon. I says, listen, I was even pre that. Yeah. So, you know, but you know, I just sat there when I was a little child, and just see these names. I'm sure you know the Coy family, and it goes further back than that. I used to watch them and say, I want to be that someday, and you know, due to working and stuff like that, dedicated to work. As I got older and graduated high school, I still wasn't getting into it. I was getting disappointed. And in 1989, the track shut down. So moving past that, some time after that, I said, you know what? I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. I grabbed a couple guys, and we went down to Wall Speedway, okay, and to watch the TQ midgets all over again. And wow. I mean, Wall Speedway versus Pinebrook. I mean, the size, speed ratios, okay, they're there, but I'm going to do it. So we wound up hooking up with the list. We could sit here all night going through names. And if anybody's watching the show, I know yous all, and I'll remember you to life's end. Okay, I got involved, steered in the right direction with the right people. I ran probably like 4 or 5 full-size seasons with those, and really, really enjoyed it. And then
with a TQ midget.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Wow. So I can't tell you, you know, the speeds are phenomenal. I mean, I knew names like the Joey Payne and stuff. I mean, breaking track records in a TQ midget at Wall, and I mean, we were fast on the high banks at Wall.
Now, this was the 90s that this was happening?
Yeah, I bought my car in 98 and broke it down to nothing, knew nothing about them. And like I said, with assistance of many, many friends, they guided me in the right direction. And you know, I had a pretty fast car, did very well for myself. Was a feature winner down there. Then that went on for a few years, and then I got married. And I'm sorry, I can't even compare to you. I only have 3, but with 3 kids. All right, unless you want to let the dogs.
Good for you.
If you want to count the dogs as kids, all right, we got they're all inside.
Yep,
so,
you can do that.
You know, it's tough. Listen, we're going to get through me here. I want them to speak too, but volunteer firefighter for almost 30 years, this and that. My father-in-law, hopefully he's watching. You know, a little talk with me when I was having my first child with Joey. All right, and you know, thinking about the racing, and I got busy, and I kind of backed out of it. The TQ sat for years. And I'll tell you, it's racing is an addiction, and it's better than any addiction that you could ever have. Racing, if that's where my money's going to be dumped, I have no problem with that. I gave it some thought, and with talks with family stuff, I backed off for a little while when the kids, but it itches at you. So eventually, as Joey got older, we decided to take the good old trip down to Wall Speedway. Okay. So I don't know if I spent more money on gas or cotton candy and pretzels and everything, but we saw the legends. And, listen, I'm an honest guy. Sometimes we all get in trouble sometimes with what we say, and I'm not a grudge holder. Okay. I damn, them legends. He liked the legends. I'm like, they're slow. Because I'm used to the TQ midgets, big guy here, So I bought a car. All right. I saw one on Racing Junk. I hooked up with the guy down in South Jersey, knew nothing about the car. I asked a couple questions. I didn't know what I was buying. The car looked beautiful. It's still sitting behind me right here. That's mine. So I bought it. And I did all the safety checks, this and that. I had no idea what setup I had in the car. And I go down to Wall Speedway with my trailer, and I unload it, and everybody's looking around. Who the heck is this guy? You know what I mean? In the meantime, I took the landscaping trailer. We have a race trailer now because we're big time now. So I took the landscaping trailer, but I didn't take the weed whackers out, the blowers out, and everything. That's too more attention. This guy part of the track cleanup too.
Listen, I get it, because when I first started racing, I was 17 years old, and I started at Bethel. And my uncle used to be a junker. He would junk stuff. So we had an old 43 Ford right to the top with just junk, and we flat towed our car there.
Mm-hmm.
And there was like an old like cast iron sink on the top of the junk pile, and that it was a joke. You know what I mean? It was a joke that, you guys brought everything, including the sink, right? So I get it. I understand.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah.
I thought I was big time too, because the trailer was enclosed. So I pull in and look around and go, oh my god. So, but again, without saying, some guys came over, introduced themselves to me. One of them, I'm sure you're well aware of, Eugene Drew.
Yeah.
Eugene, I can't say enough about the man. We realized we were both from North Jersey. I didn't have a clue with these cars. So I missed practice, and I got a little bit of trouble for that by someone who are now my friends, but I got the times wrong, which is very unusual to me, right, kids? I'm usually like half hour early.
I used to wait an hour and a half outside the gate.
An hour and a half outside the gate. But they steered me in the right direction, came over, started explaining to me about the cars and this and that. But let's go back to the first race at Wall. That was very interesting. So all I'm going to do is stay in the back. That's what I'm going to do. So I had no practice, no heat race, no setup under me, except it was safety, definitely right. I won't go on the track without a safety right car. So I go out and they give us a couple hot laps before the race, and whoop, right in turn 3 and 4. I'm like, oh boy, this thing's like driving a dump truck on an icy road.
I had the lady behind me.
So tamed it down a little bit, got into it, passed a couple cars, and I realized when I came off the track how much I really missed it. I came off Jimmy and his son. Nick, he won the championship. I got out. He goes, "What do you think?" I had to smile. I have to honestly say, I had a smile from ear to ear, and I says, "I will never say anything bad about a legend car again, because it may not have been the lap times, but you got to wheel it. You got to wheel it, and they're fast. Don't let anybody fool you. They're fast when you're in these cars. They're not, and the rest is history. I had that car. I ran a few years. Lexi, we're going to get to. These kids were my 2 kids. The whole family is supportive of it. It actually gave me the extra push as well. We work a lot of hours. I'm sure you guys work long hours too, finding the time to work on the cars, and they just keep pushing.
Apparently not. Gary's done at 2:30.
But and we can't comment on that job.
It's that kind of show. It's that kind of show.
So it's all good. It's tiring, but we're gonna get into Joey, but even Joey, like you said, it's his green is the golf course and stuff. What means a lot to me is my kids respect. They respected, and Lexi respected the fast cars. She understood. She's doing her seat time. Joey went out, and I kept coaching him. I says, don't worry about what people say. What people are going to say and think. I says, people are going to remember you for the good that you do. All right. And I says, I don't want you to be remembered for bad things. I don't want you going out there and hurting, somebody if it's a boy. But it's racing. Listen, you're going to get hurt. I get it. Stuff's going to happen. But it doesn't need to happen when in that situation. You're out there with 4 cars. When that kid came out of the car and I saw him hug his sister, I was like, what is this? I'm like, I've never seen that before. I mean, usually they're all beating down on each other. So, and he came up to me and listen, he was
listen, off camera, you're probably going to pay for that comment.
That's all right though. It's fine. But, that's what meant a lot to me. And you know what? Lexi started, she's getting faster and faster, and she still got that conservativity in her, She wants to do the right thing. She don't want to tear equipment up because we know what that's all about. But she's stepping it up. She's doing it. Listen, they're doing all right. I can't be any more prouder. I mean, they're not out there winning features right now. It's going to come just with time. I listen. Anybody can go out there and put their foot down to the floor and fence it. She did learn her lesson the third race at Bethel. Going back to Bethel. As we were doing a little chow before when we were talking. I raced all the way from South Carolina all the way up to like the Niagara Falls area when I was racing the TQs, and I love Bethel. The people are phenomenal there. The whole track, again, I know them all. I'm not missing out on anybody. All right, the respect that they give a newcomer coming there, like Lexi last year. It was just phenomenal. It tamed my attention and my anxieties down because it's your kid. How's she going to do? You're nervous, and it's like family up there. And we're stuck there. We enjoy it up there. I didn't enjoy the other day. I'll be quite honest with you.
That's all over social media. So we were talking about that off camera, and I think one of the Long Island guys actually got that on film there. You guys got stuck in the mud up there.
What? And me pulling into it, I go like this. I go, as I'm going in, listen, you got a big trailer, you got a big truck. I go, I'm done. I was still able to make it. I was able to make it easy for Brian. He went and got the tow truck because Black Poland come out. Here comes Jack tooling through the pits. He goes, "Hey guys, what's up, man?" And I says, "We're stuck." He goes, "Oh, I get my big Dodge with my diesel to pull you out." I'm like, "That ain't happening." He goes, I get you. All right, now we got two. Now we got another Chevy. Now we got two pickups tied to mine. We're all going. It ain't going nowhere. Yeah. So fortunately, I was able to get the truck aimed in the right direction. They got us out. We laughed about it. It was funny.
Listen, you guys aren't the first ones that have been stuck over there.
No,
I mean,
that's a common.
It's like 20 minutes from that place, and listen, over the years, I mean, I've everybody and their brother has been stuck over there, and you can always tell who's never been stuck in there before because we all do this. Well,
it's funny, the sticks. They put the sticks in the ground because that's where your spot is. I'm like looking at the sticks. I'm like, who am I going to get beat up next week for rutting up their pits?
So we say the same thing about newcomers that go into the stands. There's a spot out in the drive-in or out in the parking lot that when you first come in off the road, if you're coming in that very first dirt exit, if you've never been there before, you get stuck in that, and you can always tell who the new people are because they're walking all the way up to the gate going, "You guys go to tow truck."
That happens. I mean,
you really shouldn't laugh, but it's kind of like it's like a welcome to Bethel kind of thing.
You know what? It's all good though. 5 inches of rain. I mean, 5 inches of rain.
Yeah.
I mean, it is what it is. It's not going to deter me from going there. And you know what? Yeah. It's fun. Nobody gets hurt. You laugh about it. You joke about it. And it's not going to deter us, I can tell you, because we love it up there. They're eventually going to try to get going once they get more experience, try some more tracks and stuff like that. But we're really enjoying ourselves up there. Last year was okay for me. All right, we're gonna get off me in a minute because I'm Papa Prez. I'm the old man fading out of the sport here. I put the car where it's supposed to be, and I had some issues last year. I was able just to pull out second in points. I was happy about that. It was a little extra gift for me. And again, I can't say enough about all the other drivers. They're all great guys and ladies. Sorry,
now, are you all sharing the same car, or do you bring three different cars?
Here's the deal for this year. Okay, this baby right here behind us, and that's the blue 60 car. I'm sure you saw that up there already. All right. Me, I like the looks. You got to have the looks. All right, and I was quite shocked. I got the award for the best clean, nice looking legend this year, and I'll tell you. That meant a lot to me because, I do put a lot of time into, taking care of the cars. And that was a special little award for myself. But to see Lexi get her awards was better. But it was cool. So, but this is the deal. So we had this car. This was my first one I bought in 2017. All right. It was originally Paul Dodorico. You guys familiar with Paul Dodorico?
The last name sounds familiar.
Yeah, he's a past champion at Bethel and stuff too. A very nice guy. And it was one of his not original cars, but one of his cars. And I picked it up. And then we grabbed another car, which was a 44, number 44 as well. It was a white one. And there was some mishap with that car. It got tore up, but nobody got hurt, so we're happy about that. So we move on. So I said, now I got to get Lexi another car. So searching around. Sometimes it's hard to find cars. We got the next car. So now we got Lexi's car. That's the one. If you guys are up there, you saw her, being stuck on her first night. She was stuck in first gear because she thought she was driving a Mustang GT. She thought it was an H pattern. All right. So needless to say, it's one forward and all back because it's a motorcycle motor, but plain bad. Okay. All right. She thought she was driving a Mustang.
I was trying to go 1, 2, 3, and as everyone's just flying by me, it's just going like, and I'm like, what?
Yeah, but she broke that point. She didn't make that mistake again. So, and the rest is history. She's gradually doing her time. So now, Mr. Joey Jr. over there, he says, I think I want to give it a shot. So now I says, They have a new motor now. Most of us, we had the 1250cc motors and it air cooled. So the big thing is now the FZ09 motor. Okay. So I searched around. They were tough to get. We went down to the Nationals in Virginia and they were posting on Facebook and stuff like that. Before I even could blink my eye, they were going. So we actually purchased, we were able to grab a car off Kevin Nowak. I'm sure you're familiar with that name, Kevin Nowak. He actually won with. Did you see the black car up at the track at practice this week?
Yeah, yep.
One Lexi started that. We purchased that from Kevin. It has the FZ09. So here's the other problem. Now we have 3 cars, and I bought a 24-foot trailer 2 years ago. How are we going to manage this now? Because Lexi's car is water cooled. Maybe she could drive it all the way up to Bethel, take the 2-hour
She doesn't
trip.
have her license.
So she doesn't have her driver's license yet. So we currently have a bigger trailer on order, and you know how that goes.
Yeah.
I'll just explain to you with that. So they gave me a good trade-in price and stuff like that. So our main goal is for opening night to have all 3 cars there because I really want to start the race. I really don't, it doesn't matter to me. I want to start the race with my 2 kids. And I'm trying to work out a deal now if I can hook up with somebody to just till my trailer comes in, the 34-footer comes in, that we can snag one of the cars to be up there. And then I just have to bring 2 up maybe this weekend, hook up with somebody. I don't know. We'll figure that out. If I have to, I'll just get the other truck with the old landscape trailer, blowers and everything, and then I can help. I can help Georgie and all them out blowing off the track. So we got the equipment to do that too. So, but there's a lot. I enjoy. I will talk to you guys till 2:00. Oh, I can't talk. He's got a hard work day tomorrow. I can't talk too long. So, but no, she's good. So, I know it's hard to see because I'm old now, and I can see all I see is the head. That's it, and then I see the hat over there and the beard. All right, we're looking at the screen, but I'm going to catch up with you guys at track. I'll talk racing all night. It gets my mind off.
Listen, I have one of the best pit spots at Bethel Water Speedway. So right where when you first pull in, the pit shack is right here.
Yes.
My spot's right there. I have the orange street stock number 21.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah.
I know you. I seen you there. Yep,
so so I'm not hard to find. But so let's move on. So who is the oldest here? Who's the oldest?
Joey.
Joey is, and you let your sister drive first before you?
Yeah, I always said I actually had an opportunity when I was younger to get a go-kart.
When you were younger, he says.
Instead, I wanted a WWE movie. So didn't do go-karting. He started in 2018. I always said I want to start once I'm out of high school. I graduate this year. So now I'm starting.
He's lying. He's lying.
I'm
no,
not.
he's not. He's not.
So wait. Let's start this. You won a WWE movie?
Yeah, instead of a go-kart, I got a WWE movie. That's
So
what I wanted.
wait.
He was like 10.
Instead of going racing, you got a movie.
Yep, I was 10.
All right, let's move on to your
WWE
situation.
movie.
Listen, I'm going to tell you. You're going back to him, but I'm going to tell you, he's lying because he got the opportunity to get a quarter midget.
Yeah, and I picked the WWE movie.
And he picked the WWE. Did I get off cheap on that one?
I'm just saying.
Yeah, man. Wow.
Listen, not my kids, but hey, you guys want ice cream or a Maserati? We want a Lamborghini.
Yeah.
Ice cream. Listen, I'm sitting next to a Ford Mustang right now.
So this is going to be your first year?
Yeah,
Okay.
as we kind of mentioned before, I've been with him ever since he started. I used to wait outside the gate for 2 hours. Eugene Drew used to come out, take me to get ice cream. I didn't know that much because he was obviously busy. He was all by himself, and then Eugene, Peter Bruno, once in a while.
These are guys down at
all
Wall.
the time. They would come over.
Yeah.
But
Well, my father and I used to promote demolition derbies down at Orange County Fair Speedway, and Eugene used to be one of our demo guys. He used to come down and demo cars.
That doesn't surprise me. Was it demoed when it got to the track, or it was?
It was yeah. And he used to wear a like a suit jacket, something from like a tuxedo jacket, and he would demolition, and it was awesome. Yeah, and I remember him just from that. And then when I started racing back at Bethel again, I ran into him. I said, "Oh my God!" I said, "I can't believe you went from demos to legends." And then I watched the feature, and I went, "Oh yeah, okay, there it is. Yeah, I see it." Yeah, that was one of those nights where it was like a lap, caution, lap, caution, lap, caution. It's like, oh my God. Yeah.
Yeah.
So true.
So
How old are you, Joey?
Yeah.
what'd you say?
How old are you?
18.
18. Oh, okay.
18.
I would
Wow.
never
Okay.
expect. I thought you was way younger than that.
Yeah.
Yeah. You must have a good life, man. You look that young, brother.
Yeah, no kidding.
I look like this at 12.
You know why he looks like that? Because he
Oh,
chose
here we go.
the WWE movie over that race car.
Well, yeah, exactly. So
I still
so
got
does
that
Bethel?
WWE
Do
movie
they
in my
still
room.
have? They still have more than one division of legend cars, right? Because I think there was like 2 divisions, right?
Well, you're talking about like the Masters, the semi-pro.
I think so. Yeah.
We all race together, and it's you got the Masters, semi-pro. Help me out, guys.
Young Lions.
Young Lions,
Lions.
semi-pro,
Okay.
pro.
But everybody runs together.
Yeah.
At Bethel
Okay.
they do, but then if you go to like the bigger tracks with more car counts, they have like the separate features with like Young Lions and the semi-pros, and it's more of
Nationals is big. Like we went down to Virginia, we enjoyed ourselves there.
Yeah.
They run it all separately because
That's where he realized he had to spend 20 grand on a new car.
but not that much. But
almost.
that's where they run like the semi-pros, the Young Lions, like all of them by themselves.
Yeah. Okay.
So
Can we put
Lexi,
that
when
bad
did
boy
you
on dirt track or no?
What's that, Gare?
I said, can we put that bad boy on a dirt track or no?
yes, absolutely. Actually, Lex, when you start after you're done with Joe and you start going on with Lex, she'll talk a little bit about that too.
Yeah, Accord ran them for a season or 2, but they didn't catch on too big over with the legend cars there. Yeah. Gary Palmer brought them in for a little while. So, Lexi, when did you decide that you wanted to start trying racing?
So it was a couple of things. First of all, I always wanted to be like him because look at him. And then also,
Look at me.
That's awesome.
No, and then also, we were talking, and then he saw this, the little wall with all the quarter midgets. There was a driving experience thing, and he said, "Hey, do you want to do this?" So we went down there. I was in 5th grade.
No, she's lying too. She says,
No.
I want to do that.
Okay, fine.
The driving experience.
Yes, I wanted to do that.
I just want to come hang out at the house at Thanksgiving because
It's only
the conversations that are going
I'll
on
hang
here
out
now.
with you guys
This is
all
awesome.
night. I mean, I'll sleep in the trailer up at Bethel.
No, but I actually missed my 5th grade dance because that was the last dance of like elementary school. All my friends were there, and I was also moving too. So I skipped that dance to go do this driving experience thing.
Good job.
Yeah,
I graduated high school, and 2 hours later, I was at the racetrack. I didn't go to
And
any
you stayed out of
graduation
trouble.
parties. I didn't go to any graduation parties. Nothing. I went right
I
to the
was
racetrack.
actually about to skip my homecoming dance to go down to Virginia to watch the race, but thankfully it was the night before. I thought I was gonna have to miss it, but I still did that anyway. But then, but back to the quarter midgets thing, we actually didn't end up getting a quarter midget, but after I kind of wasn't like that into racing for a while, and then. Yeah, and then
Mom's rule.
Yeah, my mom's rule was that you have to at least stay in the garage for a year, like a season, and help dad.
Sounds like an easy deal, right? 1 year in the garage and you're out. What's that deal? I didn't know about that deal.
Neither did I.
So I actually would every night, even during the summer, till like 1 o'clock, I'd be sitting in the garage with my dad, trying to watch and learn everything he's been doing, and I like doing it. And then finally, like he said, we got the old 44, and I was gonna start racing in that, and then things happened, and now I'm starting. Well, I started in the one Joey's driving now,
Which is the 30 car now.
but yeah, it all worked out nicely, and I'm glad it worked out how it worked out.
Yeah.
I mean, I would have wanted to start in quarter mid just because then I'll have like different like years of experience behind me, but I'm having fun anyway.
You know, they say things happen for a reason. We went
Yeah.
down there, and the car was for sale. 2 cars. You know the Trimmer family.
I don't know.
You know, all right. He ran for the championship for the Legends. Quinn ran up for the championship this year down at Wall, and you know he came through the ranks of quarter midgets, and the car was for sale. So I gave Ken, and I still bust his chops about it. I gave him my card with my number, so I want the car. So, but we never got a phone call, and so then we see Ken a lot, you know, when we were racing down at Wall, and I thank him for that he never called me because it steered us into the. If I had bought the quarter midget, she would have been out of it in like a year.
Yeah.
You know, so it worked out with the Legend, and you know, some of the negatives that I got was like, wow, you know, you're stuffing her in a Legend car. She's never driven a race car before, but you know what? It's all about how you go about it. People go about different things, as you guys know.
Yeah.
Just do the right thing out there. You'll be fine.
Yeah.
You know,
So a buddy of mine, he started his son off in street stocks down in Orange County for a speedway. I don't know if you ever been to Orange County, 5/8 of a mile, pretty big track. And what he did was the kid didn't even have a license, nothing. I think he was 15 years old. And he would let him run hot laps and then put the car in the trailer. And that was it. He was done for the night. And then he would let him run a heat race. But if the leaders caught him, he had to get off the track. And then that was it. So he's hot laps, heat race. And then the leaders caught him. He had to get off the track and then put the car in the trailer. And he did that throughout the season until finally, like the last month or so of racing, he was allowing him to run hot laps, heat race, and then the feature. And if the leaders caught him at the feature, he had to get off the track. And it got to where the following season, he would run the whole night, and this kid was keeping up with the pack.
okay.
And he just did. And I thought the way that he did, we were all like, nah, man, let the kid run the car. It's the only way he's going to learn. But that was his way of wanting to teach him how to do that.
Mhm.
And I think it really it earned the respect of a lot of us. And I think it taught the kid that, you know, if you want to continue to move forward, you need to up your game a little bit, but you need to respect what it is that you're driving.
100%.
Whether you're driving a quarter midget, a Legend, a street stock, modified sportsman, any of that, you need to respect it because the ultimate thing is it'll kill you. You know, and I agree with that. I do. I think that's you know, by starting in the back and trying to stay out of the way and just running your own thing and not worrying about anybody else is the way to do it. You know, and then when the leaders come up on you, just move over just a little bit. You don't need to be in the middle of the track or all that. You just need to just pay attention to what's going on. When they go by, they'll go back to doing what it was you were doing.
Yep. And that what you explained to me, what that gentleman did is just a phenomenal thing.
Yeah.
And and she, listen, she's not the fastest out there.
Matter of fact, he piped in right now, Doug Ross. It was his son DJ though, and he said it worked well. And the kid was actually getting to be very good. I mean, I think he was running in the top 10 in Middletown for a long time. And then he graduated high school, and Dad told me he had to start paying some of the bills on the car. That was the end of that.
Joey, when he told me about that, you just hit an open wound on that one.
Offering to pay for gas because I'm only 16, so I'm trying to help.
You know what? It's not going to be an easy year. Listen, it's not with the.
My advice to you, the way to help is to do well in school. You have to do well in school. That's your job. You have to get up, go to school on time, go to school, and then do well.
I go to 2 schools.
Get up on time.
So for me, I go to 2 schools. So for me, it's like hard because I like barely get a break like all day because the bus from the other school during lunch, it'll take me back to my like normal school.
What are you going? What's the other school?
I go to Essex County Votech and then also West Essex. And I go to the Votech for auto mechanics because
excellent.
Listen, I know some of the teachers, all the teachers and stuff, so I know what's going on there.
Yeah.
And I actually got a photo. I got a video. She sent me the video of and I'm looking at it. I go, who the heck is this welding? So I out comes the old cheaters. All right, that's Lexi. And you know what?
That's awesome.
I got to go get it. Well, you guys keep talking. I got to get it.
So I was sitting there. I'm like, you know what? Like, if you're on like social media, like the thing where like people weld roses, and of course, me being a girl, I want to weld a rose because that's awesome. So I'm sitting there. I got the sheet metal. I cut out the little petals. I got wood, and I kind of smashed in it to make it like rose petals, and then I welded it all together onto. Guys,
I don't know if you can really make this.
Oh wow!
But I'm going to bring it to the track so you can see it better. But I mean, this is for somebody that's never welded before. I mean, you can't really get it.
No, you could probably make a dozen of those and sell them for $50.
I want to.
You gotta make a stand though.
Wow.
No one at my school can find any argon. We can't have any gas.
That's awesome. Yeah.
And then his stories, I just love it because he texts me, he calls me, and he tells me, he goes, we had this beat up old tractor. It was a tractor, right? Or something like that.
It was like, I wish I had a lawnmower.
It was a lawnmower. Anyway, so, it's got little John Deere, whatever it was, got a clutch on it. So, you got these young kids there and they're loading it on a trailer or something. And the teacher goes, no. He goes, stop. And they're like, what? These big guys, what? No, she's going to put it up. And she went right up on the trailer, and the guy's like, boom, 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 boom. He goes, that's why I had her put it up on the trailer.
No, because
so I have 4 daughters, and I have a 3. I have 6 kids. 3 came with the lease, and then I made 3 more, but they're all my kids, right? So each one of my daughters, I try to teach them to be as self-sufficient as possible. You don't need to rely on any man or anybody to change the oil in your car, to put air in your tire. You don't need to do that. Come in the garage. Listen, I'm not a mechanic. I'm not a mechanic. Is Tony watching? Tony, I'm not a mechanic. But
I'm not either.
Listen, I'm really not. I flip the switch and hit the button. The car don't start. I look around. I do that.
He's not lying either.
And ain't got no gas in it. But to do what you just did, that's awesome. That's amazing. My grandfather was a welder by trade, and listen, Tony looks at my welds and he goes, is that mud or weld? And I go, listen, it's weld. Mind your business.
It's bad. Mine's bad too.
But it'll hold. Listen, I'm good with it.
Yeah.
But that's,
he just doesn't have gas, and the welding, it's just complicated because he doesn't have like a good setup or anything. So he's sitting there, and I came back from I forgot where I was, and he's working on my car.
It's all coming out the dirt.
No. He's not a bad welder. I've seen some of his welders; they're good. But this one time, I don't know where I was, but I was coming home, and he was working on the car. I'm like, oh, I didn't know we were working on the car today. And I look over, and he welded one of the bars on my car. I'm looking at that. I'm like,
Listen. Remember this, Dad. Is that mud or weld?
It's bubble yum. Bubble yum.
When did we get a rooster?
Yeah.
What's that?
When did we get a rooster?
No, but honestly, I've seen some of his welds, and he's not a bad welder. Just that one time.
What do you go to a Votech school also, or no? You're just straight high school?
Yeah, I just go to high school.
Tell him you're a four-year letter, man.
He's gonna be the Dale Jr. of the family, right? He's just gonna show up and drive.
Oh, here's a good one. You guys are gonna like this one. All right, we got something for you. When next time you see him at the track.
No.
He's got his
No.
Listen, he comes out of the trailer with the first time with his driving uniform on. He's got the number 30 baseball cap now because he's popular already. He hasn't even run races. He's got hats already. And I'm like, I got to watch my mouth here. I says, holy. And I'm like,
shit. Yeah,
Jack Poland's standing next to me. You guys know Jack, right? The 12 car.
Yeah. Yep.
Well, he was the 77. So I go, look at him. Who's he look like? He's like, I don't know. I says, Ty Gibbs. Come on, look at that face with that.
Yes.
Ty Gibbs. Wait till
Listen,
you see
it's
him.
not a bad thing because that kid could throw some hands. He lumped that other dude up this weekend.
Yep.
He did have his helmet on.
That's all right, though.
Listen, it doesn't matter. Don't ever take your helmet off. Listen, the other guy took his helmet off. That's his own stupidity. Don't take your helmet off.
I
speak from experience. Do not take your helmet off.
It happens. Listen, myself, I've done stupid things in the past. I track pretty well. Now I do my own thing. It happens. The old days, the way it used to roll back, even before my time, I used to see things. There's times where I come away from the track at night and had sleepless nights and don't make that mistake again. You might have made a comment or something about somebody or something. Yep. Everybody makes mistakes. Stuff happens.
Listen, it's a different world that we race in now. I can remember driving home with a breaker bar on the front seat because I wasn't sure I was going to meet a roadblock. But it's a different world. Not saying that it's a bad thing. You know what I mean? But back then, we settled it right then and there that night, and there was none of this running your mouth on social media, any of that stuff. You know what I mean? There was none of that.
There you go. You're going back like we were even talking about before our times.
Yeah. Yeah. This is back when I actually used shampoo up here.
Listen, one of my best buds back in the day with the TQs, he understood my car was crap on the starts, but then on the high end it was fast. So I had to pass his brother 4 times in one night. Yeah. And, on restarts, I'd back up, and then I actually wound up taking him out. And after the race, it went on a little bit. And you know what? The next day, we were on the phone with each other. Yeah. And he was man enough to say what I did was wrong. And he said to me, I get your frustrations out there with your car. You got the ability to do this. And I says, yeah, but what I did, I wrecked your brother's car. So what I need to do, I'll come over to your garage and help you rebuild it. But these guys,
listen, and there's not that anymore either. There's no accountability for anything. Nobody. It's never their fault. It's always somebody else. You know what I mean? And I don't think you have that anymore either. It's a lot of you came down on me. Or you hit me first kind of crap. You know what I mean? Yeah. There's a lot of give and take and a lot of respect that needs to go on because again, ultimately, if you go out there and you don't use this, somebody's going to get hurt and somebody can get hurt very, very badly, but it's a little, and this is one of those situations where I agree with what you're doing. And I think that what you're doing is awesome. I think the way that you're raising them, on the track and all that with the way that you're allowing them to race, that's good. That's a good thing. Listen, I've seen some Bandolero guys up there. The kids are high-fiving on the track after an incident, and the parents are fighting in the pits.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's
unfortunate because it's a heat of the moment thing too. And you know what? I've spoken to some people too, and they walk away too, and they say, like I said before, you make mistakes and you have some sleepless nights too. Like, damn, why did I do that? Yeah. I gotta make up for this. It was a bad decision. So I try to try to let them learn from what I have done. You know what I mean? So, but what not to do, in certain circumstances. But it's just phenomenal sport. Like I said, I see you at the track all the time, and I never got to spoke to you, personally off air, and like I said, I'll dig deep with this all night, the stories and stuff.
So I even I think the point I was getting at with Lexi's welding and the kids being involved, most of my crew are my kids. I have a couple of guys that help me, but my daughter is 11 and she backs the car out of the trailer. We have an open trailer now, so with the cost of fuel, I went and bought an open trailer just in case. But you know what I mean. And then one of the kids that lives with me, he's my tire guy. He gets the tires going, he gets them ready. And then my son is, he's there with the water bottles. He's there taking care of the helmet. It's just you try to keep the kids involved. Yeah.
I'm teasing. I'm going to tease it now.
I know that there's going to come a time though when they're going to want to drive, and I'm not ready, for to kind of give up the seat yet. But it's just but you have to keep the next generation involved. You have to, because I think that the sport is hurting right now.
Well, you know what? Here's the deal. It's going to be tough. We talked about running. We're northern Jersey. Yeah. There's not many. A lot of it's South Jersey. A lot of it's up by you guys. Yada yada yada. Whatever. So it's tough. Like guys that grew up, group up. Yeah. I have some of my friends from South Jersey said, "We'll come up and help you, with them and stuff." I don't know if I'm going to be able to sit in the seat too much this year, because I really want to focus on making sure they're safe, they're in the cars right, the whole 9 yards. Now, both of you drive, or are you both driving cars now, or no?
No, I think Gary's semi-retired.
Yeah, I'm I had a motorcycle accident, kind of ruined my ended my racing time.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah. But I'm going into my 22nd year as a driver.
Yeah, I never get out.
Yeah. I've been involved with racing. I'm 44, so it would be 43 years and however many days. Well, I was 9 days old when I went to my first race.
Yeah. See, my mistake was letting my wife go to the doctor with me for my neck. When the doctor said no more racing for you, she heard that, so that kind of ruined that. So, I had to give it up.
I tell you, right here, she's been very supportive of me. Yeah. She's I work two jobs, full-time jobs. One's union, you know that deal, right?
Yeah.
So, and then the other one is in the ditches. So, but under a lot of stress, like a lot of people are today. And years ago, she goes, "Get the car with the one behind me. You need to play around with the racing a little bit more." So, and now we're obviously into what we're into. But the guy with the fancy haircut. No, so listen, I spoke to a couple guys up there. I don't let many people sit in the seat of that 60 car, but if you ever wanted to take it out, even if you wanted to take it out for practice, just to loop around Bethel a little bit, I'd be more than happy to let.
Listen, I may take you up on that. I've been itching to try one of them once.
They are cool, man. That's what
my cousin Larry. He ran one of Joe Graff's cars once, and he said that they're a handful. He said, "Boy," he goes, "I tell you," he said, with what you guys do, on a tight track and that many cars out there, it's he said you got to manhandle them. He said, they're not easy to drive.
It's funny that you say that because Eugene Drew got us back up there, and I says, "Listen, my car. This is what I was racing down at Wall, and we were trying to get her going." And I said, "Bethel," and he goes, "Come up." Googly eyes, double zero.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Eugene's a big guy. He's,
Yeah.
I'm 6'2", he's 6'2", probably. And I'm like, man, now I'm thinking back in the day, this was my worst track, for me as a driver.
Right.
I can't tell you how excited I was. He stuck me. He goes, "Come up." He goes, "I'll let you ride googly eyes around."
Yeah.
So that's what they call googly eyes.
Yeah. Googly eyes, right? Yeah.
Well, just stock car. And that's originally, is that Jeff's car or is that?
I think so. Yeah, I think that's a really just car.
Brockhouse used to run it too.
Yeah, he's
Brockhouse used to run
you know what?
it.
I couldn't believe. I did decent, but the only problem is my elbows kept.
Yeah. So Gary, how tall are you?
6'8".
So he's
Yeah, that's right. I met you. We were at Orange County for a show. You would go into a bigger car, but they have the big boy chassis now. There's really no.
So who's the little one in the back there that's lurking in the back?
That's Brielle.
Okay. So any aspirations for her to possibly start racing as well?
Oh boy,
you want to race?
Duck.
No.
Yeah.
I remember she was. This was like around like the end of the season. She isn't that into racing, but what she does come to the track. This one time, she was so miserable there. She was in the truck the whole night. I think she was reading a book. That's how.
Right.
She doesn't
read books.
She doesn't read books. That's how bored she was.
But
she doesn't read books. She says
in school reading and writing, right?
I think the one time Lexi's rear gear blew. Yeah, the Andersons over there helping Jack. I go up to Brielle in the trailer. I asked Brielle if she knew what was going on. She said no.
About the Andersons, though, they're great people. Every single time one of us had car issues, along with Jack Poland, they would be the first people to run over and help us work on the car. And they're great help. And
again, guys, as we speak with this, there's so many. I mean, everybody always comes over.
There's too many people,
Listen, I ran Orange County Fair Speedway for 18 years. And when I first started there, the camaraderie there was amazing. And then we kind of lost that along the, the last couple of years I was there. And I grew up at Bethel. I grew up another 20 minutes up the road, and that's where I'm from. And so I kind of call it home for me. I don't live up in that area anymore, but it's been family. For starters, I'm related to almost everybody up there anyway. But it's a small family. It really is. Dawn, Brian, they all make you feel like you're at home. I've known George forever and a day. I watched George race when I was a little kid. And it's, everybody knows everybody. And the rumor that, listen, they're real rough with outsiders, and that's really not true. It really
I don't believe it. I don't believe it.
I've seen some of the guys come up from Long Island and they're a little rough. And, and some of the confrontation that was had was kind of deserved. They kind of brought that on themselves. But anybody else, man, I've seen it, with you guys. I think last year, Lexi, I watched your car get craned off the track. Was that the little incident that you had, right? Am I right?
Third race of the season.
Okay, yeah. So listen, I pay attention. I'm like, ooh, that's not good. But I watched everybody just gravitate towards your car. You know what I mean? To see what they could do to try and help, try and get you back out there. And I think that's the great thing about Bethel. They're lacking a little bit in car count, but if everybody were to come up and just give it a shot, the place is phenomenal. It really is, and it's always has been.
Well, I saw, but when she fenced in her third race, she got loose and the car bit, went to the right, and well, fortunately that was one of the weeks we had a break, and then she actually got googly eyes.
Yeah,
you did. Yeah, you did jump in somebody else's car.
Unfortunately, there was a track mishap, and she got. Yeah. So I'm like, "Where's the caution?" The caution comes out. I'm looking. I'm like, "Where's she at?"
Yeah.
And then I'm coming down the back stretch, and I see the car googly eyes now implanted in the front stretch. And like I said, my first thing is, oh boy, listen, I'll pay to get your car fixed, whatever, But she was all right. Joey's got it on the GoPro inside my car. Once that's full, I think Dawn and them, I think they got in a golf cart, and I think they took the shed and everything down and went on the track so fast. So she's going to correct me. Watch, but so I get it. I go past and she's out there. She's talking. Blah, 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 I don't know what happened. And all you see on the GoPro is my head going like this. Oh my God, in the car. But she was all right.
Yeah,
she was all right.
Yeah, it was. One of the other drivers didn't see me, and I was supposed to do a starting park, but then Eugene was like, you know what, just go out, have a little extra seat time, and he meant like 5 more laps. I'm like, okay, but then me being me, I'm like, oh yeah, I'll do 5 more laps, and then I lost count, and I'm doing like 10 more laps, and then the other driver didn't see me because I was going pretty slow, and I accidentally got into the wall, and then like he said, you have Dawn and all those girls, they pull out in the golf cart and they come over, they're like, Lexi, you okay? I'm just out of the car like
about my family. Never believe start and park. They'll never do it. He was up.
She's got a story for you. I don't know if you're up for stories, but
listen, let it rip.
Okay. We were up by Niagara Falls. He had the TQ.
Oh,
he had a
Wyoming. It used to be called Wyoming International Speed. I don't know what it's called now.
It's up there.
Whatever.
It was up north. He had a horrible headache. He gets migraines from time to time. He's like, I'm going to start and park. So me, being dumb, I stayed in the trailer with our friends who came from here, Joe's good friend and his wife at the time. And we're like, we'll just sit in the trailer because he's like just going to start and park. And I hear it go around once, twice, 3 times. I'm like, guys, we better run up there. We get up there. Not only did he have a horrible, horrible headache, he had no clue what the car was doing. He drove, 10 laps?
What happened
on a flat.
There was a family, the Zarinsky family. As a matter of fact, Donnie Zarinsky, he brought that 75 orange TQ was up there this year. I don't know, and he had the
probably. Yeah.
Well, that was one of the families that really got me going good and stuff. He the brother Ken, like I go up, I'm new, and it's my first year in the TQs, and I'm out there. And they were away for a little while. They're like, "Where'd you go? You go like a driving school or something?" I'm like, "Come on, stop playing with me, man." They're like, there was like 37 cars there. I had the smallest motor because you could run like the little 2-strokes at the time in them cars.
Right.
Well, like you're like third fastest out of like 37 cars. I said, "There's no way." So, meantime, like Stacy says, I do battle migraine issues from time to time, and so I battled it all day, and then feature. That's what I said. So, I started like 14th or something like that, out of like 35 cars, 37 cars. I worked my way up to 7th. All of a sudden, I'm going, "Man, this car is getting loose, man. I'm really loose." And I realized I'm not realizing nothing. So my buddy that came with me going up to the flagger, the flagger's like, "Get out of here." He said, black flag him. I was running with a flat right rear tire, totally sideways, and finished the race. So,
Nice.
So
nice.
yeah, it was interesting.
So what is to run an entire season? What is the cost? Say if nobody had a legend car, all that stuff. What is it?
They're going to want me to
Last year we didn't have to worry about tires.
Listen, it's not. It's as you guys know, you're well aware as being experienced racers and being around us a long time. You can purchase the cars and everything. Yeah, it's an investment.
Yeah.
Your normal maintenance, like gas prices are up. We all got it. All right, but
do you guys run race fuel or pump gas in those?
No, pump gas.
Okay.
Well, I know we run pump gas. But that's not the thing. It's when you start, even like control arms, this and that is cheap, relatively cheap. It's when you really start heavily getting involved or tearing big stuff. Motors, that could be a little pricey, but I think that goes with any field. But the prices range. I mean, you guys can go on Google.
I've seen them anywhere between 35 to almost 10,000.
Yeah, they're more than that too. But you're getting what you get, and you know what? They're what I liked about the division is the enforcement of what you can use and what you can't use. I mean, listen, we're all human. We're all
are the rules universal pretty much where you go? Everybody has to.
Yes, the only certain things that change are like the cars. There's like plates on the right side door. Like a lot of the other states, they don't have to have them. Like Lexi's car, we had to weld the plates in to make it Jersey legal. Okay, again, I'm not going to complain.
Like a safety plate.
There's two.
Okay.
Listen, when I see you at the track, possibly this weekend, you come see me. I'll show you the car. And you might be in it, but There's plates, 2 plates on each side. The driver's side, which you call driver's side door, comes from Inex with it. And then, I don't know how many other states do it, but they have the rule regs, this and that, the motor regs. It's all the same stuff,
Okay.
But if you don't tear stuff up, it's really
not bad. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I can't. We'll get into numbers off the bear.
Yeah.
How long do the tires last? Did they last you a long time?
Listen, there's no racing that's totally cheap. You guys know that, but it's all right.
Gary was asking about the tires. How long does this set of tires last for you guys?
Well, I'm going to be honest with you.
That's a sore subject.
It's just a little bit of a sour subject. Listen, with the whole pandemic and all that going on, it's been a rough time with tires. I haven't been able to purchase tires in a while. We're going to be getting some soon, I hope, from what I'm told. I ran 17 races on a set last year. So,
and by the looks of your face, that's a lot.
Well, to me it is.
Yeah.
I mean, like I start difference in tracks too. You go to different tracks, you might eat up tires faster. The tires that they now have, I think, are holding up better than what was in the past. The ones we were using in the past.
Yeah.
We were using Hoosiers now. I mean, it was a whole different setup, which I was just starting to learn the setup on the other car. And we went to Hoosiers, and I'd ask for help with that too. Hey, what's going on, this and that, and it worked. I was able to finish the season, and I think soon we'll be getting them. And I don't blame any division or anybody for that. It is what it is with the pandemic. You guys know. I mean, I do.
We were hitting on before that you guys are starting to maybe talk about dirt a little bit.
Well, I'm gonna turn it over to we'll get Joe. We'll get you there.
No, so because almost everyone like our age now has iRacing. I mean, we got iRacing, and my parents, thankfully, I'm very thankful for this and all racing, but they got me and Joey a PC. And I've been running dirt on the PC, and I fell in love with it. And then finally, my mom, she surprised me because she
100% paid for.
Yeah, we ran Austin Belmare's cars, which he has nice cars. You can rent them out, and I had a great time. We went to Baps Motor Speedway, and
you guys know Baps?
That was my first time on dirt, and let me tell you, oh my god, that was one of the most fun times I've ever had on the track. And also the Belmares, they've helped us out so much too. And like anything you wanted to ask them, they'd have it right there. And it was a great experience.
Dirt is a lot more forgiving. Whereas asphalt, you make a mistake, you're going to lose a couple of spots. Whereas dirt, you can make it up.
And it's more fun too.
Yeah.
Like,
That's a girl. That a girl.
I spent 18 years religiously running dirt tracks all over the place. And when I went to Bethel, I was a lap car. So I had a lot of bad habits that I had to get rid of. And we're just now, I think this will be my 4th year, I think, running up there on a regular basis. And just now, I'm not a lap car anymore. We're okay. We're a top 5 car. But yeah, the dirt is a ton of fun. Listen, I got to get on dirt at least once or twice a year. I have to. Yeah, it's a must.
It's like the first time when I brought my Sportsman there. I brought the Sportsman there for the first time. I'm like, how much difference can it be, right? So I brought the same dirt setup to the asphalt. Yeah, that was not a good idea.
Yeah.
It's me. Correct me if I'm wrong, because I'm open with things like that. I was told that some drivers that were having a rough time at some of the asphalt even went to dirt, and it actually made them a better driver on the asphalt.
100%. Yeah. A lot of your, especially my division, a lot of your really good street stock guys that go and run Accord or run Middletown do very well. They do very, very well because it's just you really got to drive. And I tell some of the guys that I've raced with for over 20 years, you come to Bethel and you're not going to clean house like you think you are.
No.
It's just that is a unique place, and it is a tough place. And you need to run there, I think, for at least a year. if not longer, to understand how it works and understand what it is you need to do to make that car work.
Absolutely.
Which sucks for me a little bit because I don't usually take anything to heart. Well, I mean, sometimes I do. Sometimes I do. But this one kid, I'm not going to mention their names, but I was doing iRacing with them, and we were doing dirt, and this other driver, he doesn't run dirt that much, and I beat his lap time, and I didn't like rub it in his face or anything like that.
I would have.
I like this.
And then after that, he was like, "You know what, Lexi? This is coming from a person that can't even get a top 5 at Bethel." I'm like,
that's by choice. That's what she's learning.
I optionally go to the back because I don't want to spin out in front of someone because I'm a rookie. I make that mistake and wreck someone else's car, hurt someone else, and I'd rather stay in the back, and it's a safer option to stay in the back.
She's progressing, and she's gonna start moving up there a little bit, little by little. I'm not holding them back. I'm just trying. I don't know. Sometimes maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. But I think
not at all. You got to go with your gut instinct, man. And if your gut's telling you that this is what they need to be doing, then that's what they need to be doing.
She was there. We were there the other day. We had
a lot of it is respecting the track, respecting the other drivers, and respecting what it is that you're driving. Because again, worst case scenario, that son of a bitch will hurt you.
I know.
It seemed like she wanted to race though Saturday in the practice. She was. I got it on video. She was getting around there with that 12 pretty good.
I was braking a little bit earlier because I was told that the corners are very, very damp and everything from the rain.
It was.
I wanted to feel that car.
So you know how much you like dirt. So when the track starts getting like that, run the car like dirt.
Well, you see, but I also, I was trying to be a coach too. I said, listen, with the tire situation, I was like, we need these tires. So, but then I'm standing there, and there wasn't many people there, as you guys know, because of the rain and everything. And I'm watching her. I'm like, all right, she could do better than this. And I could see her looking at me, and I'm like, and I'm going, let's go. I need a little excitement here, So, but. You're not going to eat up the tire that much, but she stepped up a little bit. She had more to go. She said, I asked him, how was the car? She goes, good. I had more to go, but I want to save the tires for the racing and, the next 2 weeks. Yeah. And hopefully new ones will come in. And actually she's got, her tires ain't that old. So they're pretty, and I take everything off. I put it in climate controlled anyway in the basement. So so I won't leave them out in the cold. But especially with the situation the way it is with everything, for Joey Boy over here, he's already telling me, are you going to run the first feature? You're going to start. We had to try to even Jack, and I said, start the race. So. Yeah.
We've reached that.
What's the competitiveness like between those two?
Next, honestly,
no.
I went out there the first time. I said to myself, they all blew by me. All these new rookies flying by me. I'm like,
I guess I ain't beating him.
I guess I'm not beating him this year. So they all flew by me. Last practice, I felt like I got a lot better each session, which I was very happy about. First session, I went home right away. I was watching my GoPro. First session, I'm like, wow, I was really slow out there.
Yeah. Tell him what you did with the shifter. He did the same thing
with the shifter. I go on the track.
He did a Lexi.
You didn't tell your brother about the shifter? Hold on.
I'm shifting up. I'm like, why isn't this going? Why isn't this going? I'm ready to pull off the track. I'm like, oh, let me try shifting down. All of a sudden, there it goes in the gear. I'm like, all right.
Well, as you guys know, it's a bike motor. It's a bike motor in the Legends. They're motorcycle engines. So, the one forward and all back. There's no H pattern or any anything different. So, but he both of them when she started, ran her first practice, and him when he first ran his first practice, I didn't even get him to a parking lot to learn how to drive clutch. Right. They just had to do it the other day.
Yeah.
I'm more concerned why she didn't help him out with that.
That's what I'm asking. You didn't
I don't want to be the little.
She probably thought it was funny.
She thought it was funny.
No, I don't want to be like a little sister. Be giving my older brother.
Who cares?
Listen, absolutely.
So you send them out there to look stupid. I get it.
Let me just say though, those last 2 races she did this year, I've watched those videos at least 200 times. Like she'll see in my room, she'll be like, "You're watching that again?" Like even this weekend.
Yes. Listen to me. I buy a video from. I have almost every. Well, I'm missing quite a few, but every week I get a video. Not only am I watching what my car is doing, but I'm watching what everybody else is doing as well. So it's homework. And sometimes, especially the nights like if I happen to win that night, I'll watch that video 10 times. Not just because I won, but because I want to see what the car's doing.
Are you watching it by yourself? Do you watch it?
Sometimes, yes.
It's a little bit crazy. Joey took a video of me the first time I ever passed someone. He got the video, and I got like emotional a couple times because he'll be like sitting there. I'm about to like pass the guy, and Joey's like, "Let's go, Lex!" And I'm just like, "Oh my god!" And then also the other thing is the first time Joey got off the track, he got out of the car. He still had his helmet on, and I'm looking at him. I could see that huge smile that's going all the way there. That's why I hugged him. I got out of the car. I'm like, I was so happy for him.
Yeah.
Listen,
sometimes I have to watch the videos by myself because my kids complain, "Dad, we just watched this."
I know. That's what they tell me all the time. They're like, they hear it in my room. They hear the cars going around. Second I got in the truck, put on my GoPro, realized I can brake later, turned on her GoPro and realized where I could start braking.
And even now too, if I'm in the first heat, and I come off the track and and everything is good, I'm sitting on the driver's door and I'm watching the second heat. You can always learn something. Always. You'll never ever stop learning.
That's what I said to him the other day. He was like, like asking about the braking points and pickup points and stuff like that. I says, go on YouTube and pick up. Again, I'm not going to pinpoint names here, but you know who to pinpoint. Some of these guys, they put the GoPros or women, whatever, that are good out there. I says, you just watch the video. Unfortunately, though, that's. And honestly,
the video is your best friend. Really, a lot of people don't utilize it.
Oh, 100%. And you know what? I do have to say, and they'll both vouch for that. Even at the track the other day, I said, just hold your line. There's only 4 cars out there. I get it, but usually you can see the other 3 cars. But once you don't see those 3 cars, Joey, I said just hold your line. Yeah. Like Jack and Lexi. Lexi will go by it. Don't worry about it. So come on.
I had one incident. Third practice, I knew this guy. I knew Jack Paul was having problems with this car. So we go on the track. And I can't see him behind me. I know he's behind me. I just couldn't see him because Lexi, I forgot to take the American flag off the car.
Here we go,
all
guys.
I was seeing was blue. All I was seeing was blue. So I'm looking. I can't find Jack. All of a sudden, I look in my right mirror. There he is, right at my door. I'm like, oh.
You see, he has my old car, so I always like to have the American flag on the back of my car. So
the little ones.
Just the little tiny American flag. I just like it so much, and he has to get punished for me having it there.
Nah, no.
All right, so we've gotten to the point where I like to ask all the drivers that come on, other than the Daytona 500, what would be the one race that you would really want to win in your career? And it doesn't have to be a legend race. Dad, let's start with you.
Yeah, like you said, not the Daytona 500. Really, it's really a tough one. I mean, like I like Indy, but honestly, I'll be quite honest with you. Like would you say it has to be NASCAR or no?
It doesn't have. It could be any race other than the Daytona 500.
Honestly, it would be picking up. It's not going to happen. Never say. I tell my kids never say it's not going to happen. But to like win like a feature race and like a modified, like at a big track, like at Wall Speedway at the Turkey Derby or something like that, against some real hardcore competitors.
Yeah. Lexi, how about you?
It's either Bristol or the Chili Bowl, honestly.
Yeah, you're going.
Yeah, there you go. So if it was at Bristol, would it be Dirt Bristol and what division? Because now there's all kinds of divisions at Bristol.
Honestly,
it's Dirt. I'll answer for her.
Yeah, what division?
Division? Honestly, I don't care. As long as I'm driving.
See that?
Excellent.
As long as you're driving.
Excellent.
I'll be happy when I'm driving.
How about you, Joe?
any race at Wall. I've been going to Wall ever since I was younger. I've been to every younger.
Ty.
But younger. I've been at every race of his. I've been at every race except one. Of course, that was his best race ever. But I've been at every race except one. I see how happy his drivers are. I'll throw an example. Eugene Drew. You're technically not allowed to do burnouts at Wall. His first win, I see him in turn 4. Both the doors open. Here he goes. He's doing his burnouts. And right in his interview, first thing he says is sorry about the burnouts.
Yeah.
It's all good. It's all
right,
good.
folks. So the wife is over there doing one of these. But I'll tell you what, this has been an absolute blast. I love what you guys do. The family is absolutely amazing. I mean, you guys, you can just tell everybody's just a real tight knit unit. Who's that? Bree in the background?
She left.
I thought maybe she was peeking around the corner.
I'm going to bring my daughter Fiona, and her and Bree can hang out together because they're both the same scenario. Like Fiona wants to go to the races, but she doesn't want to watch the races. She'll sit in the truck and either play on her phone or read a book. And this kid doesn't.
How old's your youngest?
So my youngest is 7, and that's Joel. Fiona is 9. Kerrigan's 11. Rachel is 16. Adriana is 19, and Josh was 20.
Damn.
So yeah, so 3 came with the lease. Made 3 more. So, but,
he's just sitting there, he's sitting in the corner shaking his head.
Listen,
I have 11 kids total in my house. 11 total. Yeah. So my wife, her niece and husband, they live downstairs, and their 5 kids live with us also. So one of their kids, Cameron, actually comes to the races with us as well. So yeah. Well, so I literally have.
I'm
Take 2
still
more.
frozen on 11 kids in the house.
I would be sitting at the dinner table, and I wouldn't even probably realize that we had 2 more kids in the house. I wouldn't even realize.
Yeah. Okay, that happens here though. There's always extra children.
Yeah, 100%. Listen, we had Joel and Fiona both had their friends over for the past 2 days, and I didn't even realize it. The mom and dad came last night and picked them up, and I went, oh, nice to meet you. How's it going? So.
One of the kids' friends told me that she could probably move into my house, and I wouldn't realize it because she's here so much.
Yeah.
She's like, I might try it for a week or 2.
So when we moved to this area about going on 4 years ago, and we called the school and explained to them, listen, I think at the time we had 13 kids here, and we told the school district, listen, you're going to want to send a big bus. Yeah. So Gary's wife actually happened to be our kid's bus driver, and she had to call and tell them, listen, you need to send another bus.
She comes home and she's like, is Joel running a daycare center? I'm like,
listen, I know you're getting eyeball. I know you're getting eyeball to get off the area, but
yeah. So, but I think we were here for 4 months, and then somebody put a "We need foster homes" or something sign like right next to my driveway.
Well,
here's
the funny thing. You talk about using your head, being smart.
Yeah.
2020 when we went to the awards banquet, was it for Wall?
Yeah.
2020. One, I don't know his name or whatever. I respect him highly for what he did. He knew all his crew members and all were going to go have a good time. So you know what he did? He actually rented a school bus.
Oh, that was Elliot Wall, I think.
He rented a school bus, had one designated individual to drive everybody home.
Yeah.
So
I used to haul with a school bus. I miss my school bus, but I got the motor. I did. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
You should be racing the school bus.
That's how we got all the kids there.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, absolutely. So, you guys got any sponsors you want to thank while we're at it?
Yeah, Mandrelli Contracting, which is basically our
neighbors. Mandrelli Contracting, Best Way Trucking. We have some people that contribute a little bit. Intrinsic Science, but holy cow! Where's the other cars? Oh, they're in the trailer.
It's basically Best Way Mandrelli.
Best Way Trucking Services out of Fairfield, New Jersey. Mandrelli Contracting out of Fairfield, New Jersey. My wife here last year, she helped out a little bit with her grooming business, Unique Pup Cuts. So if you need any grooming with the beard, Lee Palmer, his signs. I mean, you know how it is with the sponsor thing.
Yes.
But most of the time, before any of the sponsors, it was all just him.
Yeah.
It's kind of assistance with the tire action here and there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That we're not getting cars out of the deal here. A little help, especially with the 3 cars now. So,
well, at least you're not going to have to buy another one because that other one has no interest. So you're good there.
Well,
but you're gonna want more.
You're all joking aside, guys. We might eventually look for doesn't have to be anything spectacular, just something that for her, just to set up for dirt and take to a couple of the dirt tracks.
Yeah.
Or maybe you're still going to Orange County. Both you guys go to Orange County.
Every once in a while, yeah.
I listen. Can I join you guys there one night?
Absolutely.
Just to watch and
just to watch and just see. We were there for that car show and we actually got yelled at by security because we want to go see the trucks. He goes, "You're gonna have the wrong wristband." I was like, "All right, sorry." But I got a peek at the track. I said, "I'd love to come out there," and that's all Saturday night too, right?
Yeah. So usually they have a couple of special shows for the street stocks there. When they do, I always try to that was the track I raced at for about 18 years. My dad was an official there for almost 40 years. My sister works in the office. She works for the guy who owns the place. She's been there almost 30 years. And my wife actually works the back gate. She runs the back gate. So if you pay to get in the pits, that's who you go to see.
Don't mess with them women that work that
So the entire family works there. And I decided not to race there anymore. So I run up at Bethel.
I do want to find a nice Friday night track for her that's dirt.
Accord.
Accord Speedway
would be easy for me.
They might know.
But PennCam up in Susquehanna County, Pennsylvania.
Yep.
My family has a house right there. I stay at the cabin with the dogs and the little one.
Yeah.
We drive over to Bethel and come back. I think it would be great if I can get her in a car over there.
Who's Friday night close to Bethel?
So you have Accord Speedway
up here, this way.
So where we're located, he's in Port Jervis. I'm in Westbrookville. So it's 35 minutes to Bethel for me, or 35 minutes to Accord, or it's 20 minutes to Orange County. So I'm centrally located where we are. Yeah. Like I said, Accord ran legend cars for a season or two, but it just never caught on there, which I was surprised. So.
Yeah, I know Central PA Legends are big.
Yeah.
Because I didn't realize honestly I didn't realize we were going to dig into it as deep as we're getting into it,
Yeah.
So it's fine. I'd rather have them do this. Yeah, we all know everything's it's a dangerous sport, but but on the other hand, it's I'd rather have him here swinging wrenches or once in a while Joey will peek his head out. What are you doing? Oh, are you done yet? Yeah, all right.
And his sister's telling him to go make her a sandwich. Hey, go make me a sandwich while I weld this.
I'm just busting on him. I like the roast, but he gets all mad at me.
More into it, before. I'm not saying he isn't into it.
He's very into it.
No, but working on the cars. I'm not saying he doesn't help at all because
I don't help. I honestly don't.
Honest.
So let's say this: 2018. We're ready to go to a race. I go in her room. I go, Lex, you ready? She goes, yeah. I can't wait to go to Pocono. Lex, we're not going to Pocono. We're going to Wall to watch Dad race. I don't want to go then.
Nice.
That's how I did it with my son.
He had
a slingshot.
Are you getting eyeballs still? Because I can't see where she's hiding behind the wall there. But
I am, but it's okay. Go ahead.
If you didn't ask, you got to ask. They're new. Joey's new, but the most memorable things that in my racing career, and I'll take this till the end, is my feature winner in a TQ down at Wall Speedway on High Banks, just passing that line, looking at them checkered flags, racing against some of the best that came through, and being able to pull it off. And the next thing, obviously, it's a fast track. I'm out here to promote tracks. I'm just speaking. Is the time when I asked Wall Speedway when he turned. What would you turn?
I turned 16. It was the last race of the year. I was actually going to talk about this, but we'll just get right to the point. I got to wave the green flag for him, which was really cool.
You're coming off 3 and 4, and when you whack down the pedal and you're going past that front stretch of the wall, you're moving pretty good.
Yeah.
But I have to say, one of the most memorable things. I'm not going to talk about injuries and unfortunate deaths that have happened in the sport, but is the time when I went past on the pace lap, and my son was like this, thumbs up. Yeah. As a kid, well, he looked like he was about 5.
Almost similar. My father, I don't know if you ever heard of Tex Enright. Tex Enright was a very famous flagger from back in the 50s and 60s, and he's the one who taught my father how to flag. And there was a year, 2010, Emerson Cargain and myself, we were battling all year long for the championship, and my father was flagging. And I won the feature that night by about that much over Emerson. And my dad was flagging that night. And that was, so I get that. I get the fact that,
it really, being up there. Obviously, once you get going, that's gone. You don't see go by that pace lap. And, the same thing with other things that meant a lot to me, too. Is like I was out of sport for so long. And I don't know if you ever heard the name Greg McGowan. He was a big flagger down at Wall. He used to follow TQs around a lot. He's still a flagger down at Wall Speedway, Greg McGowan. Actually, his son Kyle McGowan is very big with the INEX, with the parts and everything, the Legends cars down in North Carolina. Both awesome guys. And I came out for the first time. And I guess he didn't realize I was coming out. And I went by, and he's going like this, I guess he didn't see me take my helmet off because the last time it was high and tight and blonde. Yeah. Now it's great. But it was good to see somebody remembered me. I don't know if that was bad or good, but but there's little things like that too. You remember too, and that's what's good about the sport. Winning, that's why you're out there. I get it. But there's so many other little things that go with it.
Absolutely.
And my favorite was down at Wall every weekend that we went, which I didn't go all the time because it was very difficult to be in the stands with these 3 by myself.
What are you complaining about? He's got 11.
And it was very hard for me. But when we did go to the track and he was racing, my favorite part was watching the 3 of them start all the way at the end and run, trying to.
It's on video, YouTube.
That's that bad. I want to go out and ball so bad because
the first race.
It's basically. We kind of grew up there, not really much.
They did.
And watching, trying to chase these cars as kids, and I want to be the one that's now on the other side of the track with the kids chasing me this time.
It is on YouTube, though.
If you guys remember, he said something about cotton candy and how he's.
Hi, Bree. Hi. Welcome to the conversation.
First, I think. It's on YouTube, like Lexi was saying. First race, I was on the pits. You see me waving a green flag. All of a sudden, you see me running back to the pits. She's trying to catch up to me to tell me something because I want to get back to the pits because it was my first race with him. That was actually that was the night with Jim where you had to beat Jim by a spot and you got him by 2 spots.
I had to beat a guy by a spot division, top 5 or something like that. But it happened. Sometimes they say, listen, don't push the buck. If you know where you got to be to hit a certain point, you're not going to win the race, and you're looking at a bigger picture. You got to take it up. And again, racing. Sometimes with racing, there's one thing that I feel bad about is my parents when I started getting involved with the racing. And before I had one of them government jobs, and I'm still partially self-employed too. I have a business on the side, but when I got involved with the racing, they saw that I was really taking it serious with the TQs, and they were mumbling, jumbling behind, saying, "Oh man, I hope he doesn't let the business falter, this and that." You know what? They traveled everywhere you could imagine, except one freaking race. And you know which one that was down at Wall when I won that feature. Yeah. They were unable to make that race, and I pulled it off that night. And there's no video, no nothing on it to make it worse. And Stacy, on the other hand, she lucked out. I went for a violent ride down there, down the front stretch. I got taken out, and went for a good ride down the front stretch down there, and was, I don't know, I thought I was you or something by the time I crashed me down. But you know what? I was down there by myself, and you know, it worked out. That shows you how safe those little cars are.
Yeah.
I actually walked out, you know, little issues, but I was fine. So, and she missed that race. I think they missed that race as well too. But but
everything happens for a reason, man.
Oh, 100%. And you know,
it's like every time people miss his races, he does something spectacular. He got fourth out of like 25 cars once at Wall, and I was in Dover camping. He calls me. He's like, Joe, the car was the best it ever was. I'm like,
he's like, where'd you finish? I was like, I don't know. He goes, how many stars? I started like 25. I said, I don't know. I just was picking my way through it, taking my time, and I made it to fourth. He goes, this, you know what I mean, you know. So, but I was like, relax. It might be on video, but I don't think it was. It is on video. But no, listen. You guys called the time here with the screen.
Yeah.
So it's all on you. I'm all right. I'm all right. So you actually get my
listen. I tell you, we could sit here probably for hours, and it'll probably be the longest show that we've ever had. I think it's getting pretty close to it right now.
It already is.
But, yeah.
Is this the longest show you guys ever had?
I think so. I think so.
You have to
but
say
I'll tell you what, man.
The timer in the corner, an hour and a half. So yeah,
you guys are an absolute blast, and I will make it a point to go over and introduce myself. Saturday we should be there. I think Tony got the car running today. I don't really listen. It's to the point now where I'm not allowed to work on the car anymore, which I'm not complaining. So. But
practice.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we should be there. The car has been completely redone, so it's basically a whole brand new car for me. But,
your car is the orange one, right?
It is, yeah.
Is that the one they used for the pit stop thing? I think
I did. Yep.
That's that's right. You were there.
Yeah,
I talked to you a bunch of times.
Well, you
okay?
To everybody.
Yeah.
See, it's a new car. You didn't need a tetanus shot this time to get.
No, you really didn't. Like I'm not really sure. I'm not going to know what to do. You know, usually, I got to knock the leaves and stuff out of it before I go and race. Yep. But
that car looked good. It looked good.
Thank you. Yeah, so it's all Tony Garaguso. The guy is just amazing with what he does, and he's very talented guy, and he decided that that's what he wanted to do, and that's what we did, and I just paid the bill. So. All right, folks, listen, that's really going to do it for us. Thank you so much for joining us, man. I would love to have you guys back on here. This has been an absolute blast, and maybe we can start at like 2 p.m. We'll start like
listen, I got no problem. Next time we'll sit back by the little koi pond or something. But absolutely, I appreciate you guys, having us on. We're honored to be on your show. Really
awesome. So, thank you so much. Yeah, so listen, best of luck, and I'll be watching. And Joey, listen, man, don't let your sister break your chops. You know what I'm saying?
Trust me, our iRacing rivalry and real life rivalry is a lot different.
She knows. Listen, she knows how to weld, so just make sure you know the fucker. I'm just saying.
We're gonna make you guys a flower. We're gonna have to make 4 flowers. All right.
Yeah. All right, folks. Everybody have a good night. Thank you guys for joining us.
Be safe. Be well.
Take care.
Take care. Bye now.
Gary, they need their own reality show, man.
Yeah, no shit.
Dude, they are a riot. They are a riot. My face hurts from laughing. They're a riot. Absolutely great family. I love what they're doing. I love it.
It was definitely one of the better interviews.
Yeah, definitely.
No doubt.
Yeah, so
it went an hour and a half, bro.
Yeah, dude. But listen, man, the stories are just amazing. That's awesome. I really and I've always been a fan of the TQs. I started getting into them. Liquid Lou Ciccone, right, and at Boardwalk.
Yeah. Yep.
At down in Atlantic City, that's what I started watching them, and dude, they're amazing, absolutely amazing.
TQs are cool.
But thank you very much, Rick Ryder. Awesome fan.
Yeah.
And listen, I think I'm going to take them up on that. Listen. So listen, I'm here to drive.
Yeah, hell yeah.
But I've always wanted to try one of those, and they look like they're just a handful, man. Almost like a sport. You let off on the Sportsman, and if you let off too hard, it'll jerk the car. And those guys are telling me the same thing with them, man. Like they're not easy to drive. Like they're tough.
They look like they're fun though, especially Bethel. That's cool.
Yeah. It's almost the perfect track for them. It really is.
Yeah.
So. But all right, folks, listen, that's gonna do it for us. We're
way past our bedtime.
Yeah, man. So I'm starting to feel a little under the weather here. I think I'm getting a cold or some crap. But Anyway, if you're on social media and you're bashing the racetrack, dude, you are definitely part of the problem. You need to get out and support your local racetracks. They're starting to go away. Listen, don't be negative. If you're going to be negative, man, just really honestly, just keep it to yourself. Seriously, have more of a solution than being the problem. That's going to do it for us, and hopefully we will see you all next week. Gary, I'll see you Saturday.
All right, man. Later.
All right, everybody, be good.